Hey, happy people. So today we are going to be making, I'm smoking, really smoking over here. That's because I wasted some oil. But really smoking over here. Alright, now I'm making sure I don't burn the house down. We are going to be making alkaline green bean casserole, so we're going to have to substitute some ingredients. If you've watched the last few videos of the things I've been making, that's been adding up to making this video right here. It's basically been a 4-part video because I needed to make the bacon that I'm going to put in my green bean casserole, so I had to alkaline that. There's a video on that in case you need to see that. I had to make the condensed cream of mushroom soup from scratch to make it alkaline, so make sure you go check out that video on that one. And I had to actually cook some French's onions. I have to fry up some onions, so I have a video on that too, so you can see how to make all these things. Like once you've seen this one, then you can go back and watch that one so you can know how to put all this together very easily. Now, to substitute my green beans today, I am using NOPALS. I'll put a picture right here of what they look like before they're cut up and things like that. But basically, NOPALS are cactuses, and they're the cactus paddles on there, and you just take them, scrape off all of the little needles that's on there, clean them very well, and cut them up into little slices. I cut them up like green bean slices right there, and this is what you're going to use as your green bean substitute. But these are much harder than green beans, and they also have a slime that oozes from them when you cook them. So to stop that, we're going to show you how to do that. So first thing, after you cut them up, if you found them in the stores already cut up, great. But I live in San Antonio, so all the paddles are pretty much just sitting out, and you have to do that yourself. So to stop the slime in this, so your green bean casserole isn't gross, we are going to boil our NOPALS first. Our NOPALS first. In my pot here already boiling, I just have some water and some sea salt. That is it. Water and sea salt just boiling. I can't freaking talk when the camera is on. I don't know why. But boiling, I'm just going to pour these in there. And we're going to bring these to a boil. It's going to take about 5 to 10 minutes to get all that slime out. You're going to see the slime start to rise to the top. And we'll just drain them and rinse them off. And then you'll have your green beans. But you want them to be tender as green beans. So make sure before you drain them, you actually take a fork and test them to make sure they're tender as regular green beans. And then we can move on from there. So see you in about 5 minutes. Okay, so it has been about 20 minutes for my NOPALS or cactus, whichever one you want to call it, to soften up for me. So I did check them with a fork. They are green bean tender to me. So now we're just going to take them and drain them and rinse them really good, get all that little slimy water off of them, and we'll come back and start building our casserole. Okay, we're back. I have drained and rinsed the NOPALS very well. I keep on saying NOPALS because when you live in San Antonio, the Spanish-speaking community people call them NOPALS or Nolitos, one of the two. It just depends on who you're talking to. So, like when I'm ordering something, I'm like, give me NOPALS. So, but NOPALS or cactus, whichever one you want to call it. So, I have drained them, rinsed them very well, let them drain enough so there's no water running off of them. And now we're going to put together our casserole. This is about maybe 10 ounces, maybe a pound of NOPALS. Just to give you some kind of measurement, I'm not doing a whole lot today. You can double, triple, or quadruple this recipe if you're making it for a large group or so. But because it's just me and Happy, I'm just going to do a small one. I have a little small baking dish here. I'm not going to do a very large one because, like I said, it's just me and him. So this is just going to be a side dish for us with something else. So about 10 ounces to a pound of NOPALS for 2 people, I would say, so you can have a little left over. And I add some fresh chopped onion. This is about 1/4 of a yellow onion. Some people don't add fresh onions because they put French's onion, but I like onions, so I put both. And we have here our seasonings. We have some ginger powder, of course. Can't make nothing without ginger powder. Some sea salt, a little bit of papaya seed, and a little bit of the alkaline black pepper. I put just a little bit of the alkaline black pepper because it is very strong, but I put papaya seed just so I can have that look in my green bean casserole. And I have some onion powder here. And I also have here a teaspoon, no, this is a tablespoon of my alkaline soy sauce. This is a secret ingredient. Most people don't put the soy sauce, but I do. Give you that extra flavor. And I also have here my alkaline bacon. I just chopped up a few pieces, tore them up, and we're going to add that in there too. And now, these are my alkaline fried shallots. Usually people put the French's onions. I do have my onions over here. I'm just going to put them on top, but I like the fried shallots in the inside. So we're going to add that. And I'm going to mix this up really good right quick. You can add as much fried onion as you like, or shallots, you know, till your soul say yes. I got that all mixed up. Now, we are going to now add our alkaline condensed cream of mushroom soup to this. And I should have brought a different spoon, so let me get a different spoon. Okay, spoon in hand and ready. So, with this, the measurement just varies of how much you like. Usually it's about maybe a cup and a half to 2 cups maybe of the condensed cream of mushroom soup, and then about a half of a cup to a cup, maybe 3/4 a cup of your milk. But it just depends on how much green beans or NOPALS you have and how creamy you want it to be. For me, I don't even really measure it. I just scoop out some out of the container. Three and a half heaping tablespoons, not teaspoons, but tablespoons. And don't want to use that spoon. And mix this up. Now we're going to add our milk. This is just walnut milk. Again, I don't really measure, but you want to do about a half a cup to maybe a whole cup, just till you get it thinned out to what you like. Remember, it's going to thicken up in the oven. Just a little bit more here. Alright, now it is good enough for me, so now we're just going to put it in our baking dish here. I have already sprayed my baking dish with a little grapeseed oil just so it doesn't stick to the bottom and burn. So now, just going to add this in here. Make sure you get it all out of the bowl. You know, don't waste anything. Get your money's worth. Okay, then just spread that out. And we're going to add our onions that I cooked in the last video. And just going to layer these around the edges here. If you like a lot of onion, put a lot of onion. If you don't like a lot of onion, don't put a lot of onion. It's that simple. Alright, and now we're just going to put this in our oven at 400 degrees for about 30 minutes until it's all nice and bubbly. You want to check on it at about 15 minutes or so to make sure your onions aren't burning on top. If they are burning on top or getting too dark, just cover it with some parchment paper and foil, and that'll keep that from burning. But you want it to be bubbling and cooked all the way through. You want to know it's heated all the way through so it's bubbling, and you'll be ready. But about 30 minutes at 400 degrees. So we'll be back in 30 minutes. Alright people, so now it's been 30 minutes and my green bean casserole is nice bubbling hot there. I have brought it out, let it sit for a minute just because I didn't want to keep touching it. There is my oven. Hold on. And I'm going to try to pick this up. I know you guys can't see it really from the front camera, but maybe the side camera will catch it. I don't know if the light is not going to catch it correctly. But it looks amazing. It smells like green bean casserole. Smells so good. And I already know it's good because I've tried it before. So that is it. I am totally hungry, starving. My stomach is growling just smelling it right now. So now you have a substitute for a green bean casserole that you can take to potlucks. You can cook for holiday meals. You can cook for Sunday meal or for a weekday meal. Just whenever you like. But now you have the option for substitution for a green bean casserole. So you don't have to miss out on green bean casserole if that's something you used to like. I used to like green bean casserole. I used to like green beans. So when I found out green beans wasn't on the list, that kind of put a damper on me right there. So when I found the NOPALS and I figured out how to use them, that made it much better because that is the best substitute for green beans you can have right there. So with that people, until the next video, y'all stay happy.